Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to LoreLines. We are on episode 149. Last time we were talking about Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards, which we didn't finish because there are so many of them, and we will be talking about them more again today. Today we are joined by Aeneas and Ayumi. Welcome, welcome.
You're welcome.
You know things about Final Fantasy, though, and that is arguably more important for this set.
It's true.
That's good.
And my game audio is super high. I need to turn that down. It's not broadcasting, but it's super high in my ear. So, okay.
And you were trying to fix audio before stream, too.
I was. I failed. I failed miserably because I had my audio input and outputs switched. And so I was like, why am I getting all of this feedback? I need more coffee. So last time we were using OBS. I have switched back to Prism because OBS does not treat Restream nicely on my computer. So we did not have a YouTube multicast, which we do again now. But the downside is the little reactive icons still don't work. So I have an in-game scene pulled up. So I am standing on the moon base that we have built and finished finally. Thank God. There is a quest at the end. I don't know if you have done it.
I have not touched any of this because I am too busy crafting IRL to be doing it in the game at the moment.
Totally valid. Totally valid.
I am in the middle of DragonCon prep. And as usual, I committed to a little bit too hard, so now a meme cosplay has turned into a competition piece.
That does not
that's
surprise
just
me.
who I am
Very
as a
you.
person. When I tell people what the cosplay is, I do get some, like, question marks, though.
Okay. I have to ask now. What is it?
How familiar are either of you with Devil May Cry?
I know it exists.
Okay, so you know that they turn into devils, right? They have like high-powered forms.
Sure do.
Yeah, so one of these versions of a devil, I am turning into a bunny hutch cosplay. So you can see how this started as a bit, because bunny hutch is like a popular thing at DragonCon for Thursday evening. It's a long-standing tradition. And then I started adding more and more detail to it. And now I'm just committing to entering it into the contest, because it's an original design of what is essentially a giant monster that I am turning into, like, a sexy costume. So
Amazing. I love it.
Yep. Incredibly in character for me.
We'll have to show pictures of that. Or at least show us pictures of that.
Oh, yeah, there will be posters. Not posters, Jesus. There will be posts on social media. The degree to which people are comfortable with seeing that much, feel free to share.
Okay. Fair enough. Ayumi, you sound like you're waking up. How have you been? I know you've been on a big trip recently.
Yeah, it was fun. Where do I even start? I did so much on my trip.
Where was it you went?
I went to Boston, and I also went to New Hampshire. So I went to downtown Boston, kind of went around, looked at a rock shop, walked by Fenway, tried a few restaurants downtown, went to Hampton Beach, which is north of Massachusetts. It's in New Hampshire. Hampton Beach is right by the Atlantic Ocean. So I got to walk around there, and I also got to go hiking in northern New Hampshire at Cannon Mountain.
Nice.
We
So
went
suffice to say, there is a reason we didn't stream last week. It's because we weren't here.
Yeah. I actually went to go visit Pebbles.
Oh,
So-
Oh,
nice.
fun.
Yeah, so Pebbles went and took me on a trail up in northern New Hampshire, and we were on the tourist trail, which is very well paved and very well walked. And then she took me to a sign that said, Kingsman's Trail. This trail is very difficult and strenuous. Only experienced hikers should take this. And then
But
she's
only
like,
these
"Okay,
rocks
let's go."
can be found down this trail. She's like, we're going.
I'm like, all right, let's do this. And we ended up not going down a well-trodden trail, but like we were climbing over boulders. We were walking through swamps. We were moving through trees. It was rough. It was very rough for someone who hadn't been hiking in a long, long while. But we did it.
That sounds awesome, though.
It was, yeah. It was, the scenery was worth it. It was, we were
Good.
very high up.
Nice. Zent is saying that red
I was
shirts
wiped
are
out.
dangerous to wear in reference to what we have on screen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm glad they get the reference. So yeah, I enjoyed. In just a quick recap, I really enjoyed the post. You have completed this crafting nightmare quests. They were actually pretty good in comparison to what
Nice.
came prior. Ayumi, I don't know if you've had time to do them.
I have not. I did the crafting stuff for like maybe 2 nights, and
Okay.
then I fell off of it.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Suffice to say, Loprits are idiots. I don't know if either of you care or if anyone in chat cares if I spoil it.
Please spoil away. It's
So-
content I'm not
Spoil
likely
it.
to ever be able to touch.
So
So,
you're doing a cargo manifest basically, and one of the engineers asks you to go up to the Loprit, who's in charge of the cargo, and the Loprit's like, no, we can't add anything else. This isn't necessary, and we've accounted for every single gram, and and the engineer's like, this literally makes water. All you're doing is condemning us to a slow death in space. And Loprit's like, yeah, but we need carrot makers, like these carrot like synthesizers, and we have 2 of them, and we need them. And the engineer's like, you're an idiot. And that's pretty much it. It's basically talking about, okay, what do we need when we go out? What kind of fauna or flora are we creating to take with us to basically destroy ecosystems beyond? And I just thought it was fun. The ship, you can see it in the bottom left of the screen there. It's actually pretty cool looking. I really
That's
like
cute.
it. But yeah, Cosmic Exploration is finally finished. Thank God. And
just
so-
in time for the next batch to drop in
Right.
7.3 something.
Yeah. Well, we'll work on Occult Crescent more before that, but I do want to get to the magic cards because I know we talked about it a lot last time. We didn't even get halfway through them, and there's a lot of cards to get through still.
We should go faster.
Yeah, we should probably go
Go
faster.
faster.
So let me see here. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. So
Pause while we wait for Cobb to pull up the visuals.
yes, please, please. I had it on another scene, and that's where I made my mistake.
Okay.
I think it's on our regular podcast scene.
Well, I can share while we wait. I was telling Cobb a little bit about this before we went live, but I also was out of the country for the past 2 weeks, roughly, and in every major city I was in while I was in Europe, visiting family and friends, I bought some magic packs. And that turned out to
Oh,
be a very,
yeah.
very fruitful endeavor, both because of the currency conversion being very generous to me in
Mhm.
my home country of Denmark, But also because some of the regular play boosters were built like collectors, which is very funny to me. I guess they may have been like pre-release packs or something that just entered circulation. But in 5 packs, I only pulled 4 green cards, which is hilarious. Just from a pure, like, statistical perspective. But I also pulled a significant amount of, like, rare and full art and foil and serialized cards, which was a lot of fun. So I can't wait to continue feeding my gambling addiction. Zentai asks if I enjoyed the heat wave. So I was fortunate enough that I left France before it hit that 40+ degree mark. And in my home country of Denmark, it was actually very nice and cool while I was there. It was a true Danish summer for the first time in a hot minute. So it was a little hot in Paris, but other than that, I actually had a grand old time. Like, the weather was perfect. I loved it.
Grand old time.
Grand old time. What do you want from me?
I had a great time. Instead,
I did.
Grand old time.
I did have a grand old time. I went fabric shopping when I was in Paris for Claire Obscure cosplay. You'll be happy to know.
Hell yes.
I'm using legitimate French fabrics for that. $5 if you can guess which character from that game drew my attention.
I would not even venture a guess.
You have one, Ayumi?
No, I don't, actually.
Oh, okay. It's Verso.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
You give the man the ability to play his own leitmotif on a piano and attempt to die for love multiple times. That's the most up my alley thing that you can possibly get.
I was hoping you were going to say Gustav, but, you know.
No, unfortunately. Although I have, like, a whole essay I could write about Gustav being Renoir's painting instead of Aline's, but this is not a Claire Obscure lore podcast. We are gearing up to talk about Magic cards here.
I almost have it up.
Okay. I hope my stalling has been entertaining to the masses.
Incredibly. You've been doing a great job. Okay. So we're going to start with the gut punch on this.
Oh, great.
And talk about D-Spark. If anyone's played through Shadowbringers, they know this card. I bring it up first just because up until about a week and a half ago, I didn't know this card existed. It's not one you can pull from a pack. You can only get it. It's a promo card, but you can only get it from store competitions or events. And a lot of people in the Magic community are like, "What is this card? What's happening in this?" And so I've had the joy of trying to explain all of 5.3. I literally look like Charlie from Always Sunny with the board up and being like, "Let me explain to you," because there's a lot of context here. But I absolutely adore this card. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know.
It's gorgeous. Like with all the other cards, it perfectly kind of encapsulates the moment in Final Fantasy in accordance with the playstyle, because the mana cost of this is 1 white, 1 black, which is, it corresponds to 1 light, 1 dark. It's the whole moment of Seed of Sacrifice, and I just love the way that the crystals are drawn. Like, there's additional lighting given to them in the composition of the piece itself that just really draws them into attention. So.
I would love a poster of this. Like, I know they have posters of some of the characters and playmats and stuff. I want this. This is what I want.
So, have we talked about why they don't release art books for Magic cards here yet?
I don't know.
So the reason for that is when artists are commissioned to draw for Magic cards, 99% of the time they actually retain the rights to the piece that they draw. And it's just being licensed for this card art, and then, like, for more popular characters, like all the FF7 stuff, right? That then gets used on, like, the Ultra Pro merch and everything.
Right.
But if you look up this artist, they likely still have the rights to this piece themselves and may be selling prints of it themselves. So that is something I suggest looking up, because that way, A, you're supporting the artist, and B, you get the full art. Because that is the reason that artists get to retain the rights over it.
That's pretty awesome. I think we did talk about that towards the end last time.
Yeah.
But the good news is that if you want to look up the artist, they are listed on the card, so that you can look them up online.
Mind you.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good art. I also want it. So
It's
if
really
you
good
find
art.
it, Cobb, let me know. We were talking about this. Like, I want D-Spark also.
Like I said,
I play white black as my main deck.
So I did not. I entered a couple of tournaments. I did not win. I got my face utterly stomped. The first time. The second time I put up a good fight. I still got absolutely crushed though. And one person left, which is the only reason I had a win at all. But the this is one of the promo cards, like I said, and I snagged 2 of them. So I'm trying to decide what to do with the extra. So
Me DMing you immediately after this.
Yeah,
we have to
right,
stop
right.
looking at D-Spark before I rapidly approach your location.
all right. So I am going to. Yeah, I have them all up here in little windows. We have the monster herself.
Taru,
Yeah.
legendary creature.
Legendary monster right here.
I think that it's funny that they call her dwarf advisor. I know that it's like a function of magic,
Yeah,
but
it's a
Lalafell
translation.
are called dwarves on the
On the
first.
first, yes.
So technically, this could also imply that Tataru is hanging out on the first for this.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to read it in the Final Fantasy XIV lore
Yeah,
content.
it could be. I do like that she's holding out the gift box as kind of an allusion to the outfit she gives you at the end of every expansion.
Yes, because that is what the icon looks like in your inventory. It's the gift box with the green ribbon, which is so cute.
This is a commander card, which is kind of interesting.
Is it?
It is a commander card. It has a little chocobo in it.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant that she was a commander. I was like,
I mean,
oh,
she
no.
could be.
But
She could be.
It's in the deck. I understand.
I have actually heard that a lot of people are playing her as a commander and that she's really good. Yeah, because she creates treasure tokens. So she's basically like unlimited mana for your cards.
Yeah, if you set it up correctly, I see the vision for that.
Yeah,
That is very funny. Tataru continuing to be the underdog final boss of Final Fantasy XIV will never not be funny to me.
Let's see.
It's cute.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to do this quicker, though. Let me see.
You're the tech guy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just here to provide commentary.
I had a great experience with this card the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Where they killed all my creatures, and then I dropped this, and I'm like, ha! My turn's over now. Which was funny. This basically just kills everything. But I want to direct everyone's attention to the bottom line, the quote. They actually put the meme in here. Which
that's hilarious.
Indicates such a high level of self-awareness from Wizards of the Coast. I love it.
This is such a funny card, too, because it immediately ends the turn once you use it, which means there is some very strategic play, because sorceries... Is this instant? Because you might be able to cast this on an opponent's turn.
It's a sorcery.
It's a sorcery.
Yeah, so you have to cast it on yours.
It has to be on your turn. All right. If it was instant, that would be absolutely hilarious. Your opponent's turn starts, and you're like, real quick before you begin, let me cast Ultima, and now your turn is over. Fuck you.
Yeah, this would be broken as an instant, and I'm sure there are cards that let you play sorceries as instants, which would be really hilarious.
And this is a white card.
Yep.
I'm slotting this away for later. This is why black-white is broken if you know what you're doing. This is just funny, but it does mean that you can't do anything else, so you gotta make sure that this is the last thing that you do on your turn.
Right.
Including attack? Question mark?
Yeah, this ends your turn.
Phase in your turn.
Like,
yeah.
It's over.
So you gotta be smart with it. Yep.
Orange. Ariange. I love that they use his Astrologian instead of his Scion's outfit. And they did the same for Shola.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. And this is really cool because it's the same planisphere they use for Astrologian's planisphere. And
Is it the same artist?
I'm not sure, but I just love that they showcase he's playing cards in a card game. I think it's hilarious.
Let me look this up. I'm actually kind of curious.
Okay.
Who's the artist on this?
Wilhelmus Banis.
So the artist on the Astrologian card is Josephine Chang.
Okay, so not the same one.
They're not. They're also not the same planisphere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're not. Okay. They're both gold. Okay. So I don't know if anyone else has anything to say about this other than... Hello.
Discord ejected me and brought me back.
Oh, interesting.
Love to see it. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I do want to say that this is in Mare Lamentorum, in the Watcher's little palace inside, because you can see the little memory crystals in the background.
True, and their coloration means it has to be from that tower and can't be from any of the other places.
Correct.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a nice choice.
So I really like that. It's a really great reference. And kind of if you've played 14 and you see that and be like, oh, font of knowledge, which is perfect for Urianger.
Cute little Easter eggs. I love it.
Yeah. Y'shtola.
We know you love her.
Yeah, everybody loves her. I'm not sure what we can say that hasn't already been said. This is obviously on the first. And of course, because Y'shtola Knight's blessed, we're seeing her in that little cave.
This is also, if you get the FF14 Commander pre-constructed deck, she is the main commander from that deck that you get. So that is how you get the card.
You get a foil version of her. She's very easy to get, this card.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And she is a great commander, apparently. I've not played her. I've been sticking to the 6 deck, but I've heard she is really good.
I don't have that one. But
so
I look
good.
forward to playing this one at Gateway. Me and my static mates have a join suite together.
Nice.
And we're getting there a day early just to kind of have static bonding night. Like
Nice.
5-minute PowerPoint presentations, maybe an escape room.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that is also, we're going to have casual Magic night.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to bring all of the cards that I've got. Folks can build their own decks for casual, and then hopefully at that point we'll have all of the precons, and then we can have a little commander time too. I think it would be fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm sad that I'm going to be missing Gateway Fate, but
yeah, but you're going to a wedding, which is just as sweet.
It is. I'm the best man in the wedding.
Ayumi and I will be there.
Yes.
Aw.
All right, more Y'shtola. So this is the standard version of Y'shtola. This is the one that's not guaranteed in the commander pack. This one you get from boosters or boosters, pretty much, since that's pretty much, if you're lucky, all you can get your hands on anymore. I can't believe how crazy the market's gotten around this set. It's absolutely insane. It's
because Magic players are already deep into it, right? And then you have Final Fantasy folks getting into it for the first time, and you know how crazy Final Fantasy people are when it comes to this sort of thing. I'm including myself in that as someone with a comprehensive collection across the franchise at this point.
Yeah, I have way too many of these cards. That said, I'm keeping them. They're all mine.
Aw, we were talking about trading.
Yeah, I know. We'll trade. We'll talk after.
Okay. Our cards. Communist handshake.
Okay,
this card.
Zodiac.
This card. I have beef with this.
Okay.
I have so much beef with this. First off, the obvious misnomer in the title. This is the card that they perhaps fucked up on the most. Zodiark is not an umbral god.
Yeah.
He has never been an umbral god. He is an astral god. He drops astral totem.
Mm-hmm.
When this card was released, the amount of people who were up in my DMs trying to legitimately pick a fight because it's like, see, he's been the bad guy the whole time. I'm like, I'm not even caring about that. Objectively, from an ether physics standpoint, he is not an umbral god, and it bothers me. It bothers me. Like, literally, when this dropped, because we have a lore chat for Mog Talk whenever we do the lore stuff.
Right.
The way I found out about this card was getting a message, I'm so sorry, M. And that was it. That was like, okay, what?
I actually pulled this card at the pre-release event.
Oh my god.
And I was
I still want it. It's beautiful.
I
have found a way to reconcile with it, though. I have found a way to live with it. And the way that I live with it is because those green beams that we see, that is a function of Fandaniel possessing him and turning him into an umbral creature. That is the only way that I can reconcile this, because this is not Zodiark. This is Zodiark being controlled by a man that has gone insane.
Yeah.
And that is the reason that he is umbral here.
I do disagree with the umbral classification. It doesn't fit.
It's also objectively wrong. Like, for we have a decade of lore. This is something that, like, the editors should have caught pretty quickly. This is one of the only cards that I have issue with, and it's a pretty big issue.
Well, I mean,
I'm unlikely to see this card a lot.
It's a very common misconception, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah, from a lore perspective, it's just objectively wrong. It is just frustrating. One of the takes that I got, because someone was like, explain to me while it's wrong, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that, because I'm always happy to talk about things, right? And then after my explanation, their response was, but that's not how I perceive the story. And I'm like, I'm not talking about good or bad here. I'm talking about from, like, an objective physics perspective in universe.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
This is
also not how it works.
This is not a perspective thing. I mean, if you just go back to Shadowbringers, Umbral and Astral are swapped. And so we know they're backwards.
The thing is also, like, they don't mean wrong or right.
Nope.
They don't mean light or dark. It's about whether or not something is in stasis or whether or not something is changing.
Correct.
Stasis can be destructive, and change can be good. They are not either or. The reason calamities are umbral is because the sundering was umbral. Yeah. So to undo it, you have to use something umbral. That's just how it works. The other thing that, like, bothered me about it was like, oh, well, maybe they're using magic cards as an avenue to correct lore or explain it. And I'm like, nope. This is a one-way street lore-wise. If you were using magic cards to refer to lore, this conversation is over. This is no longer, like, a philosophical, like, educated discussion. We're on different wavelengths.
Yeah, this is definitely this is not the Nier raid crossover where Nier lore is coming into Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy lore is going into Nier.
It also was still a one-way street.
It was an advertisement for Nier.
Yeah,
it did more for Nier than it did
wrong
Final
with
Fantasy.
That. The other thing that pissed me off is, like, you acknowledge that I'm an expert. You ping me to explain something because I'm an expert, and then you disregard it despite the fact that I'm an expert because you didn't like the answer. That bothered me more than anything else. Anyway, this card gives me headaches. It's such pretty art of her boy. It's so beautiful. Why did they have to call him Umbral? I would love this. I still want this card. I love him. This is my boy. I love my boy Zodiark. He's wonderful. He's a very good boy.
But yeah,
why'd they do this?
It's not accurate.
Incredibly quotable material right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the
I do like, though.
Yeah, I look forward to the YouTube short of that.
Yeah. I do like his entry mechanic, though. When he enters, everybody sacrifices half their cards.
It's great. The card itself is great. Why'd they have to call it Umbral? I also love that it's indestructible.
Yes.
That's very funny considering Zodiark's whole thing was being destroyed almost immediately.
Right.
It's very good. It's a good bit.
Yeah.
When I get this card, I'm just gonna tape over the Umbral part and write Astral in there. I don't even
Yeah.
care if it's modifying it.
Well, you just reprint a proxy. You know what? I will make you a proxy,
Reprint-
and I will change Umbral to Astral for you.
Bob, I love you so much. I will start making that my business card.
I do like
Truly.
it kind of like representing the souls that are making him up. Whenever, for every creature that sacrifices to summon him, he gets a counter on him, which makes him more powerful.
He's incredibly powerful in play.
Yeah.
He also only works in like a solidly black deck
Mm-hmm.
because there's no additional mana cost. It's 5 black
Yep.
and nothing else.
And that's it. And so things
yeah.
like the Darkness Crystal will not help to reduce the cost.
Yeah. A fun fact about this, though, you can use a lot of artifacts, tap them for black mana,
Yep.
which also lends itself to Zodiark's whole thing of protecting creation.
Mhm.
So yeah, he wants to stay in this deck. You can do that built on artifacts.
Yep.
And that's also pretty cool.
Yeah. I actually built an artifact deck that I have been competing with, and it got a couple of artifacts in it that you put them down, you just declare a color, and you can tap it for mana of that color, whatever color it is. And then it also
We should
buffs
do...
it.
Next time we have like a lull in content, we should do a Lorelines episode that's just you and me playing Magic for
I would
like 3
love
hours.
That. Absolutely.
And explaining
Absolutely.
the cards.
Yeah.
Because we have to sit there and talk through what we're doing.
Yeah. I totally agree.
We'll make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm down for that. We have Creel. Baldesian. I don't...
So cute.
Yeah, I like the art style in this card a lot. I have not played with this card a lot because I haven't played a lot of Commander. I've mostly been playing Standard. So I don't know if it's good or not. But it exists.
Lifelink
is
is
great.
incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
That in and of itself makes this a contender.
My Standard deck is built around Steiner. And he is
I understand
monstrous. Absolutely monstrous. Because you bring him in late game and you have like 5 equipments already out, and then you give him an equipment that gives him flying, and it's over. Like, and then you just equip him and he turns into this gigantic lifelink monster. My favorite though is attaching lifelink to the Jumbo Cactuar, which I have done and I have hit. And
Disgusting.
I'm like at 10,000 health, and that's it. That's the game.
Is Cactuar an FF14 card, or do we need...
It is an 8 card.
Okay, so
yeah.
basically it does infinite damage.
Mhm.
So if you lifelink that bitch, you can gain infinite health. It's led to some very hilarious, like, Arena, which is the online version of Magic,
Yeah.
interactions where there's this one guy who goes around restoring his own health and then attacking himself to give his opponent's health. And it's just infinite, like, health pools hitting tens of thousands. Like, it's hilarious. It's a very good bit.
That's awesome. I'd never thought of that, actually. Can you attack your own creatures?
There are ways to do that. If the next time I find a clip, I will share it with you, Cobb,
Okay.
and then maybe we can put it on Lorelines Media so folks can see
Yeah.
it. It is the funniest way to use Cactuars.
What I
It's
think,
incredible.
What I think would be hilarious is if you give the Jumbo Cactuar lifelink, and then you use Sage's Newlets, because every time you attack with them, you can untap a creature, so you attack with the Jumbo Cactuar, untap it
Jesus
immediately.
Christ.
And then you can block with it and get even more health. Like, it's just
hilarious.
such an amazing
That's
card.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
Hraesvelgr! Actually, say it
My
correctly.
boy. Hraesvelgr.
Thank you.
Hey, correctly.
So I love that they put Shiva in this card.
It's beautiful.
It is.
I have a soft spot for wings. Again, call me out if you want for having a brand. The way that this is drawn is just so gorgeous. It's so dynamic. Hraesvelgr in flight with Shiva, I imagine that's something that was so unique to them. Like, the sheer unbridled joy of flight is something we so rarely get to experience.
Yeah.
Christ, I sound like romantic about this, but how can you not be romantic about Hraesvelgr
It
and
is.
Shiva?
Yeah, that was
Sorry, flying is so much fun. It's truly the most free I've ever felt. Like
Mhm.
this just evokes that to me.
No, I agree because I had to fly to Boston and I had to fly back.
Have you ever sat in a cockpit, Ayumi? Even just not flying, but like looking out over the front in like a small plane.
Done so when I was little and like visited aviation museums.
Oh, that's fun. There is nothing quite like sitting up front and looking out over the horizon and realizing there's nothing below you.
Yep.
And nothing to either side.
I
Truly one of the most magical experiences.
One of my life's goals is to get my pilot's license. So
I can make some great suggestions.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, well, me and Cobb are going to spend an hour after the show trading
Yeah.
Magic cards flight lessons.
Ishgard, the Holy See. This is an interesting
How?
card because this plays on a mechanic, not a mechanic, but a type of card that had popped up in an earlier type of set. But instead of being full lengthwise, it's it's vertically aligned, but you can play it either as a land or as a sorcery, which is really, really cool. And
for Final Fantasy folks, that means that you have two options. You can use this as land to gain mana, which casts spells. That's what you see on the right. That's what that symbol means. To tap a card adds white mana. That means you can use it.
Yep.
Sorcery means it costs 5 to white, 3 of any color, to cast the spell Faith and Grief,
Right.
which is listed on the left.
And you can't
notable,
do
you
both.
exile the card.
Mhm.
Yeah, you exile the card rather than putting in your graveyard, which is different from normal sorceries, which means if you have a deck that can generate exiled cards, like putting them immediately back in your hand, you can keep casting that spell so long as your heart desires.
Yep. And I think it's really, really cool that they made this return up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments from your graveyard to your hand. It's very much like when Estinian took the Eye away from Ishgard
Yes.
and ARR and then brought it back. And so I think that just speaks to mostly the depth of attention that they were paying when they made this set. I know it took them about 5 years to make this set, and it really shows how much attention to detail. It's not perfect, but they really did put a lot of attention into detail, and I like seeing the steps of faith there.
And it works twofold too, because Ishgard's whole thing is like burying the past and then dragging it back up the way they want to.
Correct.
Again, you're pulling things out of the grave, but very selectively.
Yep.
Incredibly Ishgardian. I love it.
Love that. It's great. Charlene! Where's Meowth when you need her? Charlene propaganda.
Unfortunately, feeling ill.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
When this set dropped and I got my cards, there's a card later on called Propaganda, and I put this right on top of it, and I was like, look, it's official
Charlene
now.
and Propaganda.
Charlene Propaganda.
It can be either white or blue mana. Honestly, I think that speaks to the aesthetics of Charlene. Mildly superficial, but truly, it is a beautiful place, even if we have opinions on their politics. I remember this being one of the first things they revealed about Endwalker in-game, and everyone just being in awe of how gorgeous it was. This really speaks to that, so I think it's a beautiful card.
Oh, I absolutely think it's a beautiful card. I actually play this card quite a bit. But yeah,
dual lands are powerful. Dual lands are very powerful.
The only thing is, dual lands are powerful, but dual lands with effects are even better. And unfortunately, this doesn't have any effects. So I will rotate this out whenever I can. But I love how this card looks. I wish they had full art versions of these cards.
Again, the artist might sell prints of it. Most of the time, the artist does retain the rights. So we just need to start making a list of the cards that we love the art of most and start reaching out to the artists. Because even if they don't sell them, speaking as an artist myself, I'm always happy to do like a one-off if someone is really invested in something specific.
Oh, for sure. Louis Suarez Sacrifice. I actually played this card yesterday in the tournament. It's a really good card. So it's interesting because it's a counterspell card, but you can either sacrifice a legendary creature or you can pay 2 extra mana. I did not sacrifice a legendary creature, but it is very interesting because it's Louis Suarez sacrificing himself is basically what it's trying to portray, to counterspell Bahamut. So
the art style of this too is also reminiscent of like the original style that we see in 1.0 Final Fantasy. That was such a nice touch to this card.
Oh, I agree. It's a really, again, the attention to detail in this set is phenomenal. And you've got Tupsamati here. It looks phenomenal. There is a Tupsamati card later where it's broken, but this is just, I am consistently in awe at the attention to detail they put into the set.
You can see like the legitimate Cartano skyline with the red bearing down. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Reaper's Scythe.
Yes. You want to talk about it?
We talked a little bit about job select last time we did this. Basically, job select as review means that you're equipping the job itself. It's a very Final Fantasy XIV thing to switch between jobs.
Yep. The other thing that's neat about job select is when you play it, it comes in with a hero attached. So you don't have to equip it. It just comes in with someone, which is really nice.
Yeah. And then you can change who it's equipped to with the ability at the bottom, equip to. You pay 2 mana of any cost to perform Death Sickle, and then you equip it to someone else. And you can equip multiple pieces to the same person. So you can absolutely create one overpowered creature if you absolutely want to.
Steiner.
Yeah, it's dangerous. High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely do that, which is, again, very unique to Final Fantasy XIV as opposed to other MMOs. The ability to immediately switch between jobs or, like, cross-class, which is an old thing that FF14 does, and FF11 still does. I wonder where FF14 got their entire system from.
No idea.
Nope, and that's the one mention I'll do during this episode of FF11. Had to get one in there. But yeah, this is just how you do the Reaper job.
I still miss the cross-class system, just segueing briefly. I miss being able to customize your class and saying, hey, you know, you need to, if you're going to play White Mage, you got to get Black Mage to 35 so you can get Swift Cast, so you can res. That was just...
Cobb, you yearn for FF11. I don't know what to tell you. You yearn for Final Fantasy XI and you don't even know it.
I enjoyed that customization. It made the classes very unique. Even though, yes, there is a meta. Yes, there is an optimal, way to set things up. But Walmart heals, come on. They were great. A Black Mage throwing out cures was in his desperate times when the healer was dead. That was so great. No one can convince me otherwise. And Walmart Protect. I miss those days. It was good times.
Walmart.
I do like that they have the Void scent in the back, and we have the it looks like Mahaki architecture. I hesitate to say Void Arc, but it's definitely Void.
It's
something.
Void reminiscent.
Yeah.
Which makes sense given the whole Reaper lore of your avatar being from the 13th.
Yeah. Right. Oh, good. The monster.
Ilmeg Pixie.
Yeah, this thing is a monstrosity, and I hate it.
Why?
Well, first of all, in game, they're like horrible monsters. They're absolutely awful creatures. But also playing against them in game in Magic is annoying when they come out. Because if you don't have reach or if you don't have something flying, they can just whack away at you. And then your opponent can just look at their card and see what comes next.
Slowly chipping away at your health.
Mm-hmm. Until
and
you
your sanity.
Lose your mind and go crazy. All according to plan. I don't really have anything else to add other than Ilmeg in the background. That's
yeah,
it.
some of the cards are very self-explanatory.
Yeah. moving on. Namazu Trader! Now, I'm not... So, I disagree with the Namazu being black, but I understand why they made them black. Just because the first Namazu you run into in the MSQ is definitely a black Namazu. He's just, like, trying to swindle you, trying to be basically a horrible thing. And a very bad first introduction to the Namazu as a whole, because when you go see their tribe, you're like, I don't trust these fish people. They tried to con me and turn me over to the Garleans. I don't like where this is going.
To be fair, in the context of the Magic the Gathering color, that phrasing did not work out
right.
the way that was intended. This card I keep drawing in almost every pack that I open. So much like Namazu in game, they haunt me in real life. They keep following me around, which is my association with this card.
Yeah, I love Namazu. I don't like this card. I don't think it fits them very well.
It also doesn't get a lot of use, from my understanding.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess if you ran a fish deck, maybe. It is a decently powerful card, but it's also a very expensive card for what it is.
I know exactly one person who would run a fishing deck, and I know for a fact that he has a bunch of Namazu already.
Excellent. I don't...
Yep.
Is it fruity?
What? You know
it's
what?
fruity.
Yeah, of course it's fruity.
I knew it.
But I was going to say... there are cards that let you
card.
break your deck limits. So he can put multiple copies of this. So you can have 4 in your standard deck. He can put up to 8 with those deck breaking cards. So
yeah.
White Aura Sights. I think we talked about
Powerful.
this last time. I'm not sure. Regardless, we'll talk about it again.
Did. Because you talked so much.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked, and then I started using it, and I understood why, and now I use it all the time. It's a staple in my deck now, because not only does it exile things, you can use it for mana. So,
which is something you can do each turn.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything else at the start of your turn, all your cards untap. You can use it for mana.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's multifunctional.
Yeah. Which usually
it's also just great Art of Minfilia.
It really is. I do... So in Magic, you can only play 1 land, which gives you mana per turn. But this, if you put it down, it essentially gives you 2. So it puts you ahead if you're playing this early in the game, which is really nice.
And it's also, like, it costs a lot of mana to put down. So you need to think of it as using the artifact for its first ability.
Yep.
But then you have utility for every turn after the fact. In addition to be able to use it, if you have sorceries or entry abilities that involve like untapping artifacts, you can tap this to play that and then untap it again immediately as part of the entrance thing.
Yep.
White Aura Sight,
Ta-da.
you know, much like it is in Final Fantasy XIV, seems to be an infinite source of something. Where's that energy coming from?
Ultima.
I'm not debating it. I know the answer. We haven't addressed it in game yet, but we will.
Yeah, we definitely will. It begins with
so...
all and ends with Tima.
Kind of.
We need to get on the episode. We have the script written and everything.
We do need to.
Ardbert.
Yay, Ardbert. Are you me? I don't know if you want to talk about Ardbert.
I pulled a full foil art version of him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ardbert, yeah. The Warrior of Darkness, yeah.
Yep. He introduced in Heaven's Word, but this is very, very much his Shadowbringer's self.
I am not the person to be asking to talk about Ardbert. I know one specific streamer that we should ask to talk about Ardbert, and she's not here right now.
Fair enough.
No, but I also love him, and I understand Tiffany to a very deep, deep level. Who doesn't love Ardbert? Truly.
Ardbert's amazing. He is such a great character.
We talked a little bit earlier about D-Spark costing one light, 1 dark to cast. This is 1 light, 1 dark, and then 1 anything else you desire, which is just like the additional flavor text of him having that, like one additional thing put onto it. It brings back the fucking quote that makes me cry every time is if you had the strength to take another step, could you?
Yeah.
It's these aspects and then just something else in order to make it work. I love it. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Spirit Warrior, legendary creature, everything about this card is amazing.
I agree.
And also the fact that they pick one of his lesser known quotes for the actual flavor text of the card was such a nice touch.
I agree.
This is just brilliant.
I'm glad they didn't go with "we did everything right." And
it's just this is so smart. This is one of his lesser known quotes, but nevertheless one that packs a punch. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it gets you right in the heart. Brilliant card. No notes. Opposite of the Zodiac card. I love this card.
So I do want to ask, is this because you've got the Crystal Tower-ish in the background, it looks like, but also Spirit Wavies, I'm not sure. Is this the point where he was trying to save the soldier but couldn't? From the Crusader?
So, here's a note that I want to make. What do you see in the background besides that?
I see purple trees. I see
the
green
sky
trees.
is dark.
Yeah.
It's not daylight. Yeah. I would like to postulate that this was the final stand.
Yeah.
Against
that's
the
what
Wave
I
of
got
Light.
from it.
Because it is ethereal, he's just out of focus enough that it feels like he's already kind of being pulled into the ether.
Right.
This feels like the perspective of him charging towards his final stand. This could very well be a depiction of his last moments, which again, chef's kiss! No notes. Love this card.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boy.
Circle of Power. I play this card all the goddamn time. This is just ley lines.
Yeah.
Which you might recognize the pattern from our logo, which we not so subtly lifted. But I like this because you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, which essentially means you're standing in the AoE.
It's hilarious. I also want to point out the reason it's not called ley lines, because people complained about this, is it is a variation of a reskin from an older card in Magic the Gathering, so people are familiar with it. Calling ley lines Circle of Power is hilarious, and it functions incredibly well. So good choice. No notes.
Yeah, this is a staple in my wizard decks. So.
Gee, I wonder why your wizard uses ley lines. Damn, who'd have thought?
Stand in the AoE, but I get cards. Alice!
And we started with Alphino. We're finally here.
I know. Finally. I like that she has first strike because she's very aggressive.
Yep.
I would love to stick around, but I have got to run, so
yeah, man.
wish you all luck in talking with your Magic cards. I'm sorry I don't have more experience with this. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. I didn't play Magic.
All good.
Well, I hope you've learned something.
Yes,
I have. All of this. Good.
I have. I haven't even attempted to learn any Magic cards just because. I mean, I've gotten to that age where it's like, if I get into a new hobby, it's gonna ruin me.
Yep, that's where we're at.
We walked into that door willingly.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. All right, you guys have a good day. I will see you guys next week.
Sounds good. Bye, Amy.
You friend.
Bye.
So yes, Alize, first strike. I do like that she partners with Alphino, provided that you have an Alphino card. So it.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah. But it's nice that you can just pull Alphino out of your library. So if you have Alphino at all, you can just pull them out and play it. Well, you can put them in your hand. You can't play them, but you can play them next turn, provided you have mana.
Right.
So.
Still great to be able to. Anything that puts cards in your hand is powerful, especially if they have dual effects like this.
I do wonder. So, is this during the final days? This looks like it's from the cinematic for Endwalker.
It does. Like, I can't disagree with that in any way, because that cinematic takes place, like, realistically in the Vanaspati dungeon. which is where we have this exact color grading,
Yep.
I would say that yes, it matches for the outfit. The fact that she has this specific weapon,
Mm-hmm.
the way that she's casting, I would say that that's definitely where the inspiration came from.
Okay. Good. I'm glad I'm not crazy. So thank you for that. And dual cast is really nice because there are cards that if you cast more than one spell, they give you stuff. So the fact that she basically functions as a cheap battery like that is really good.
It's incredibly in character for dual cast as an ability to work like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just such a fun way to put like a gameplay mechanic for Alizé's job that she helps promo.
Yep.
Onto the card itself. Again, good design. Very good design.
Yes.
A lot of this is me just going, yes, good, I like this, but like, what else are we supposed to say?
Right, and there's not a whole lot else. And I think we had talked about Dragoon's Lance last time. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Again, with job equipment, there's one for each job. There isn't really much to say other than, here's how it works.
Right.
Look at the pretty art. Look at this ability that doesn't exist in F14 anymore.
Right. Oh, fun times. Like we said, 5 years for development. So when they did this card, it was probably an early in development one. That ability did still exist. So
I do want to point out for Dragoon's Lance, it pairs very well with an FF11 card called Dragoon's Wyvern. Because Dragoon in FF11 has much as the same class aesthetic, but it is a pet job where you have a little dragon following you around. So Dragoon's Wyvern from FF11, it is a flying creature, 3 total mana cost, 1 of which is blue. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero token, which is very, like, it is a very heavy Final Fantasy thing to create these hero tokens for free. It is fun that the Wyvern from FF11 functions pretty much the same as the Lance.
Yeah.
Because that was the job thing for Dragoons in FF11. Anyway, there's a little Easter egg there.
I also seem to recall that if your Wyvern died early on in the Dragoon class, it didn't respawn for a really long time.
Yeah, pet summons in FF11 were difficult, because even your summons on Summoner count as pets. Some of those have a 2-hour cast time.
Yep.
So you had to be smart as hell about what you were working on.
Yeah, I remember, isn't that where Lol Dragoon originally came from? Before 14?
Maybe. I will say Raffle Dragoon, or Fusion X runs several like podcasts at this point, both FF14 and FF11 heavy. I don't know him personally. I love his work. He works with Rook, who has nothing but wonderful things to say about him.
Nice.
It's rare to see creators talk about FF11 regularly and with passion. He is very heavy onto that. And his name on social media is Raffledurg, DRG as Dragoon. So I would not be surprised if that were the case. But that's my only association with that, because I feel like everyone forgets that I'm still relatively new as a 14 player. I have only been here a few years, and I'm insane about it. So.
Well, you are a staple for sure, so.
Aw, I appreciate that. Thank you. You watched me slowly descend into madness.
I did, and I may have pushed you a little bit.
A little bit.
So we have Sage's New Liths. Again, another artifact job select equipment. What's interesting about this is it gives you essentially vigilance, which is whenever a creature in Magic attacks, it doesn't tap, which means it can attack and defend at the same time.
Yes.
And then there are classes that, like Cleric, that can buff every time you gain life, it gets stronger, which this card can be really dangerous if you play it correctly. And I have a ton of these.
Sage.
Yep. I love the VR artwork for this. She's so pretty.
It's pretty.
My boy.
Omega! Very high mana cost play, but I love Omega. It's so cute. Heartless Evolution was such a good choice for a title, because it was Heartless, but Heartless is also the name of one of the songs, and the whole point of Omega is that it finds its own heart, it finds a way to live. Cute. I love it. No notes. Beautiful.
Yep. No, I the only note I would have is that it's an artifact creature. So if you have artifacts that reduce the cost of other artifacts, like cargo ship, that makes this incredibly inexpensive to play. So if you play a bunch of cargo ships, this only costs 3 mana. And because
Sorry, go ahead.
And it's a vehicle, but if it's not crewed, it's not a creature. So it just kind of sits there and it can't be attacked, which is nice. But the stun counter thing is great because it reminds me of the rocket punch, where you have to use the I forget what it's called. Sid's little invention, Sid and Nero's invention.
Yes, in the normal raid.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's been so long since I've done a normal raid involving Omega, where I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the part where he punches me. Got it.
Yes. All right. And moving on, Hermes. I think we talked about Hermes, did we?
I can't recall.
Well, we'll talk about it now.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, like, commenting on the art is so difficult because I just want to say, wow, I love it every single time. I love the, like, ethereal nature of him interacting with Meteon here. The composition of this is beautiful because it harkens a little bit to the Final Days, but also just to the, like, gorgeous nature of Elpis.
Yeah.
From an aesthetic perspective, like the buildings are melding away into the background. Hermes really just loved his job. He loved wandering the gardens of Elpis and like experiencing creation instead of just studying it. It's beautiful.
I entirely agree. I do like the contrast between, you could call it a sunset of clouds.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's the very, very... It doesn't have a lot of orange, but it's very hinting at the Final Days and the danger to come, and kind of the setting of their culture and society.
It's also just otherworldly, which is beautiful. It hints at, like, because we've only seen very little of Aetheris.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a recreation of Amarot.
Yep.
And we've seen Elpis. We haven't seen anything else.
We've seen Pandemonium. Which is
we've seen that's part of Elpis though.
Yeah, it's underneath, but yeah.
But it's not like we haven't really seen the rest of the planet. This could just as easily have been set in another part of Aetheris.
Oh, absolutely.
And I love that. Beautiful. Also, something being called Elder is not insignificant.
No, it's not. In Magic that is extremely rare.
This is respect being paid to Hermes as a character and not just for what he would become. Right. So I love it. Beautiful. No notes.
Yep.
I gotta stop saying that, but it's just so good. And yet another depiction of the Elpis robes to end with, because you saw me agonize over those designs because they were rendered differently in every piece of art that we had.
Yep.
And then differently in game 2. Designing those as a garment creator was painful, but it was worth it. I'm very proud of what I came up with. I love it. But Christ, if it wasn't different in every reference I had.
So next we have Matoya. Matoya is human warlock in Magic. I do like they called her Archon Elder. But basically, she lets you see what's coming in Magic. To scry or surveil, you draw a card, which is kind of nice.
I love that this art gives some perspective to her, maybe like 20 years prior to where we're at in the game, where she's still an old lady, but like you still look up to her. She commands respect here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And her
love
iconic
her
large hat is still there.
Yeah. Final Fantasy is all about the large hats. Papa Limo! He comes in and he dies. And then he makes your opponents sacrifice their strongest creature. It's very reminiscent of the end of
His
Stormblood.
final stand.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sorry, the end of Heavensward. The beginning of Stormblood.
Yeah, the start of Stormblood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was very in line with his sacrifice to end Shinryu. Like, you can sacrifice him to just eliminate something from the board.
Right.
Like Shinryu or Zodiark, which has the tag indestructible, and simply get rid of him that way.
Yep.
So
He's
you can't deal
indestructible,
damage.
but he's not hexproof. So if you have a
Correct.
spell or an ability like this, that's how you would destroy something like that. But doing regular damage would not destroy Zodiark.
Yep. And you get him in the Commander Precon.
Yep. And again, another white-black. We see here.
We like it.
Mm-hmm. The Demon Wall. Demon Wall from Amdapor. So,
Terrifying.
yeah, I think this thing is interesting. There is another card that it pairs really well with, but basically you need 2 creatures to defend against this thing if it attacks, but it can't attack unless it has counters on it. And there is a way to kill this card and then put it in your graveyard, and then if you play Evil Reawakened, which is the X-Death card, you bring it back with counters on it, and then it can attack.
I love this so much too because there seems to be a common misconception, lore-wise, that demon walls are like void set or demonic
No.
creatures.
Mhm.
They are not. They are constructed golems.
Yep.
By Amdapori civilization. So him being an artifact is great. I love
Yeah.
it. That was such a nice little flavor.
Yeah, this is something that, an example of, they were paying attention and they nailed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, very few cards where they didn't do that, but where they didn't do that, it's very obvious and it's a headache for me.
Yep. I'm sorry. Do you want some ibuprofen?
No, I just need to pour more wine. I finished my glass like
Oh,
5
no.
minutes ago.
Oh, no. I need to get some of that. Odin, I love that they did 14 Odin. They could have gone with so many of them, but the 14 one to me is just it occupies a special place in my heart. Because I did get my face on it one time and I was very happy about that.
Okay, this is one of the ones. I think I shared this the last time that we did this. I got a full art foil version
Nice.
of this, and I love it. I love Odin. The FF14 Odin is basically 1-for-1 a recreation of what he can do in FF11. I know I said I was only going to mention it once, but it's so relevant for Odin because he's like the most important Final Fantasy XI character.
Mm-hmm.
Bar none. Bar zero. And FF14 Odin, as he exists in our, like, Eorzea, is a reference to him in FF11. Like, the concept of him, like, taking the face of the last person who killed him
Right.
is a thing that, like, you become an, like, avatar that Odin controls of himself if you make a bargain with him.
Interesting.
Yeah, whole fucking thing. I love Odin. Genuinely, like, one of my favorites. Even the way that he is drawn here as an FF14 creature is a depiction that originates from FF11, like, 1-for-1. It's
Nice.
beautiful.
I love it.
Just now realizing that it's not a full art of this that I have, it's the alt art that I have full for. I'm very happy about this card. It's very me. This is also a very dangerous card because you could simply end the game with it immediately, which is very Zentetsuken already. But you can maintain lore counters. There's ways to control your own lore counters.
Garnet does that. Really well.
Yes, hence me having a white-black deck. Yeah, I love it.
I will say,
I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry, but it's so good. It's so perfect.
If you
It's
don't
so
have
perfect.
something to block it on marker 2, you're done. You're dead.
Yeah, but
So-
that's the fun part about, like, people like build to block lore counters, right? If you can control your own lore counters, if you get to 3, you can just go back down to 2.
Yep.
Which is great. And the flavor text that they chose here is so perfect. The Elder Primal Odin has returned to Eorzea, implying that he existed there before and left for some reason. Damn, I wonder if that's relevant for FF11 contexts at all.
Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe he went to 11, but I know that it's implied heavily, if not outright stated, that Odin is the weapon, not the person. And that the weapon originated from Eureka.
We could spend so much time going this. Cobb, all of this is hinting at is that Eorzea is just another world inside of Vana'diel's bubble. Odin is the thing that ties Vana'diel together. I love the way that he was implemented so perfectly in this card, both from a 14 and an 11 perspective, because they are so intrinsically entwined.
Yeah.
If they had to depict Odin as a summon, I'm glad they picked the MMOs for it.
Oh, absolutely. The only other one I think I would accept would be 8, but I prefer this one 100%.
It's so much more relevant. From the MMOs, like, spoken as an avid 8 enjoyer.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're an 8 enjoyer as well, because I know 8. A lot of people don't like it or don't understand it, but I loved 8.
I am an 8 defender. I love Final Fantasy 8.
Yes. I will say, on the topic we had talked about with Fandaniel, notice that it says at the bottom in the quote, the Elder Primal Odin has returned to Eorzea, but it's not listed as an Elder Primal. It's Summon Primal Odin. Not Elder Primal.
Yes, which is so fun because they brought in flavor text that they knew would conflict with kind of like magic mechanics, specifically for the dichotomy of Odin is an elder, but the version of him that you summon is not him. It's an avatar that he projects.
Correct.
And that is how Odin works, because you're never actually fighting him directly.
Yep.
You can't. He's locked in his own conflict, and you fighting a projection of him is still akin to fighting a primal.
Yeah.
And that is a fraction of his strength. In terms of power scaling in Final Fantasy MMOs, Odin is at the top, and there is zero competition.
Yeah. I mean, he can kill you in one hit, so, I mean...
Yeah. It's great. It's great. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it! This, as you could tell, is maybe one of my favorite cards.
This next card is a card that I didn't think too much of until I started playing it, and then it rapidly became one of my favorites. I don't know if you want to say Machinist Arsenal or Machinist Arsenal, but this card is a staple in my Steiner deck now. Like, I love this card because if you have any other artifact out, it doesn't have to be equipment, just any artifact, including White Aura Sight or anything that you tap for mana, this gets +2 to a creature. So if you play it and you have 5 artifacts out, you have an 11/11 hero. Just immediately.
It's so powerful.
Oh, it's incredibly powerful.
It's the exact opposite of where Machinist is in the game itself now.
Yeah.
Because the math checks out from a raid perspective. Like, seriously, we crunched numbers on this. If you're raiding an FF14, there's a calculation that gets done for LB gain and also for your overall damage output based off of your party composition.
Right.
So you maximize it by having one of each type in your party. And by one of each type, I mean a tank, a melee, a healer, a phys ranged, and a magical ranged.
Right.
Machinist in game right now is in such a shitty place that you are better off not having a phys ranged on the overall calculation of your party DPS than you are having a Machinist to get that additional percentage.
That's pretty bad.
Phys ranged in and of itself only makes like a small percentage difference in the party comp thing, but Machinist specifically, you are better off not having one in the party. You are better off not having a phys ranged than you are having a Machinist. Not to say it isn't still viable. I raid with a Machinist. Some of them are still like incredibly like important to raid. Not to say that they can't do damage at all. But as far as the percentile gain, statistically, it doesn't matter. which is hilarious when you look at this and it's objectively the best job select card
Oh,
in
easily.
Magic. They took all of Machina's power and put it into the card game instead.
Yeah. I do like that they have the Queen Automaton and the Rook Auto Turret here. I think it's just awesome. And the Auto Crossbow.
So much-
like,
Yeah,
this is
class
just such
identity.
a fun art card.
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy with it.
I love it.
Yep. Garuda.
Pretty.
I don't know if there's much to say about Garuda. Other than it
Other
has
than
her attacks from
Primal.
her fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Summoner's Grimoire. This is a great card if you play it correctly. I love the angry looking carbuncle.
It's ready to fight. It's got its fists out like it's about to punch you. It's so cute.
I just think this card is hilarious. But it lets you basically play any creature card from your hand immediately after attacking, which is insane if you think about it. So if you have Zodiark in your hand, you attack with this card, you can play Zodiark immediately. Like, you don't have to pay for it.
It's worth noting that for some of the summons, they aren't just primals, they're also primal creatures. You would be able to play it the same way.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Which, this card is just insanely powerful. And if you have a card that gives you multiple attack phases in Sage's New Liths, this card can get really, really stupid. Really quick.
I wish I pulled enough green cards to be viable in this colorway in any capacity.
You're right. Astrologian's Planisphere. Here we go.
Yeah. See, it's a different one.
It is a
Still pretty,
different one.
though.
You're right,
I think
yeah.
this is one of my favorites. Yeah.
I know this is one that people play a lot. I haven't found a use for it in my decks, though.
I have gotten my ass kicked by this.
Yeah?
So equipped creature is a wizard, means that whenever the creature attacks, 1 damage is also dealt straight up to you. If you have enough of these.
See, because I was confused about that
whittles
because
away your health.
I didn't think that this one applied that. They just made it a wizard. So, for example, when Kuja says if you have 4 wizards on the field, it transforms, this would count towards that. But not like Black Mage's Rod where it gives the +1 damage.
Let me double check that. Because I know there's something specific with wizard. Yeah, whenever a non... Sorry, I misread that. So the Black Mage's Rod makes it so that whenever you attack, wizard as a creature means that whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent, which is what made this so dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have a bunch of like 2/1s, 3/1s, or 1/1 hero tokens because you've been equipping shit,
Right.
you can effectively board wipe a lot. Or making this attack first, you are setting yourself up to maybe clear the way for more powerful attacks as well.
Okay.
So that's what makes it a little bit more dangerous. It is in the blue colorway, which means board control is pretty big onto it. Yeah, simply dangerous.
I like it. I like dangerous cards, unless they're being played against me, and then I'm not a big fan.
Okay, so you're like any other card player. I understand.
Yeah. So we've got Samurai's Katana. Another equipment.
Yep, more job select.
This one's nice, though, because it gives haste and trample, which means any damage you do above creature's block value deals damage to the player.
Yep.
And haste can play immediately. So if you play something, usually you have to wait a turn. But if you play this with it, it can attack immediately as it comes in. So your little 1/1 hero is a 3/3, and it can immediately attack. So that's pretty cool. Very aggressive, like red.
Again, just perfectly placing the job inside of a colorway. It's great.
Prairie Stream. This is a land. I included it in here because this is Hydatos.
Yeah.
And you have the Baldesion Arsenal in the background with the barrier up, and I just thought this looked way better than I actually remember Hydatos looking.
Well, you remember it from back when you were playing it on release. I'm not that old yet. Sorry, that
No,
was
no, you're
a
good.
low blow. But this is another one where they really just picked such a beautiful aesthetic. They have like requirements for Magic to release a certain amount of dual lands
Hmm.
that are just that from an aesthetic perspective.
Yep.
Upon each release, and I think this was a really good pick, like with Charlian, to add to the white-blue aesthetic.
Yep.
So
Absolutely agree. This is a commander card, though, so you can only play this card in commander. The reason why they have a lot of different ones is because in commander you can only have one card of each, so you can't have 4 Charlands. So this gives you some variety, so you can have more dual lands.
yeah,
Have Alamigo with Choked Estuary.
same kind of situation. This is a commander card.
Yep.
This was an interesting choice
I agree.
as far as setting goes. I don't complain about it though, because it is something that like often doesn't get talked about enough in Final Fantasy XIV, considering how significant it was. Because immediately after this is where we get Papalimo's sacrifice, right? And that was such a big moment.
No, that was way before this. This is
No. Oh, my brain is
No, you're
slightly
good.
behind.
You're
we're
thinking
good. We're good.
Belsar's
We're
Wall.
fine. I'm following now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're-
I was thinking Belsar's Wall. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Hold
So,
on. At the purple lightning, I was like, oh yeah, you go up.
Yeah. No, the purple lightning. So there's only one time that really makes that notable for me, and that's when Ixion is out.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
don't see Ixion here.
No, but this is the perspective.
Yeah. So I just think this is pretty cool. It's not
Better.
100% accurate to me. I wouldn't associate Alamigo with blue. I would say red, if anything. But black, yeah, I could see black because of Mad King Theodric.
And you also gotta kind of think about what Alamigo stands for, right? Alamigo isn't really an aggressive nation at all, which is the red association is an aggressive playstyle. Blue is more about control and knowing where your own cards are. Alamigo is very much trying to free itself and get control back of its own, if it's its own lands, right? So I would say that this does kind of work for it.
Okay.
Maybe not aesthetically, but
Right.
like conceptually.
Yeah. Here we have the Akafa Amphitheater. Another
And hello against Shiva.
Yep, another blue-white. So again, this is another variant of the blue-white, just so
character.
you can play it in Commander. But I love this art. I love how you can see more of the area around the amphitheater. I think it's really cool.
And the sky is so pretty as well.
The aurora, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty.
Love it.
Pretty.
You have Hermes again. Sign Shadow Snarl. I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before.
Shine Shadows.
So
Reports
this
of
is
bloody carnage have reached the Crystarium, and the guard has deployed in force to answer to Holminster's plea for aid. This is a depiction of Holminster Switch, you know, maybe 10 minutes before you got there. But then the sky opening above is the moment that you kill the very first Light Warden.
Yep. And you absorb the light. So this is just the iconic Shadowbringers scene when you split the light apart.
And that makes sense because it's a land that gives you light or dark mana. You're right there.
Yep. So you have light suffusing everything and darkness coming in. So light dark is perfect. I do love the Sin Eater eggs here that they turn the animals in the forest into, and just basically anything alive, people, whatever. And then the city or the Holminster Switch still burning in the background because you didn't put the fires out. You just kind of ran through the fire. So,
yeah, pretty much. You were a little bit preoccupied.
A little bit. All right, Em, go.
Still waiting for the image to load, honey. Ah, Emmett Selk of the third seat. Love of my life. Beautiful, beautiful man. I need the high-res image of this art on my wall immediately. He's so pretty here.
Well, here we have the artist Magali Villeneuve. Villeneuve.
Yeah. This art I love personally because again, personal. But when I made my Emmett Salt cosplay, that was my very first Final Fantasy cosplay. I am always someone who's very specific about my fabric choices. I think material choices say a lot about a person.
Mm-hmm.
I went against the popular grain for Emmett Salt cosplay, which I didn't know at the time, and I made his black cloak entirely out of silk. And I got shit for that, which is hilarious. Because it's such a weird thing to pick a fight over. I got the same shit when I made my Ascian robes. They're like, why are you making the details out of leather instead of armor? And I'm like, they're literally leather. Open a lore book.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they've drawn him here depicts it with silk instead of leather.
Yep.
And that's like an artistic choice when you're drawing fabrics. You kind of have to think of how the fabric works. If it's leather, it's going to be stiff. If it's cotton, it's kind of going to flow with the body. If it's silk, it's going to want to drape over everything dramatically.
I like to consider not just, what does it look like, but also what is this person's place in society?
Yes.
Like, an emperor isn't going to wear a cloak made of leather. They're going to wear the finest silks. They're going to wear extravagant, very opulent things. And so it wouldn't make sense to me for that to be made out of leather, just because of his station in society.
Yeah, and I love that cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
I love the posing here too. Like, if you've ever had to sit in like several layers of cloak, again, very specific life experience that I'm bringing to the table here. You have to intentionally drape that out over the steps like that. This man is choosing to pose like this for the camera.
Yeah,
I love that about him so much. Yeah, this is what my blue-black deck is built around. Spells you cast from graveyard cost 2 less to cast because he's pulling them from his memory. It's so good. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I love Emmett Selk. Twirl's non-existent hair.
And here we have the standard Emmett Selk card.
Which is the one that I don't have yet.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have this.
Okay.
Which is a shame. I want it. When I went to a pre-release event, I went in my Emmett Selk cosplay. And my first opponent almost lost the game against me because he was waiting for this to come into his hand because he wanted to show me that he got it in his pre-release deck, which was very sweet and very cool. I was very jealous because it was a foil version. I'm like, damn, I want that. I've yet to pull him. I love him. This is one of the transform cards. I assume you have the transformation on the other side.
Yeah, yes, but it's not in order, so.
Oh no.
I can put it in order. Hang on.
It's fine. What's fun about this is he also got granted the title of Elder Wizard, which is incredibly rare. It's fun that they put that respect on him. Yep. Once you meet the prerequisite of having pulled 14 things from your graveyard,
which is a lot. You're not gonna get that in standard.
Oh, but it hurts. You can transform him into Hades, Sorcerer of Eld, which is again such rare title to get the avatar status here. Echo of the Lost. During your turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. It basically means that your hand is now also including your graveyard, which is incredibly powerful.
Notice it does not say cast cards from your graveyard. It says play cards.
You can play. Yep.
Which means you do not have to pay mana cost for them.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult to get this transformation, but once you've got it, your opponent is gone.
Game is over.
There is nothing left. I want him. I want him to play him, but also I want him because I love him. Yeah. The longer you leave this art up, the more distracted I'll get.
I'm gonna move on now. So, now going back to what you were referencing before, Baelsar's Wall.
Yeah, Baelsar's Wall, yes. Which is an enchantment and not a land.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of glad it is. It's very much the end of Stormblood with the false flag. The Eorzean Alliance is attacking the Empire. What's that?
I said End of Heaven's Word. You keep
End
trying
of
to end
Heaven's Word. Sorry,
Stormblood
we
prematurely.
keep doing the same thing. The start of Stormblood, end of Heaven's Word. And then it creates soldier tokens when it comes in. And whenever something you have dies, everybody loses a life and you gain a life, which is really good. So, deters
Yeah,
people
good
from
stuff.
attacking you. Yep. I don't have much else to say about it. Dark Confidant. Bob, as it's known in the Magic the Gathering community.
You want to talk about this one, Cobb?
I will
I went
talk
off
about
about Zodiac.
So
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed they didn't use La Habrea, but I will take the Ascian. Now this is not an Overlord. This is just a run-of-the-mill, Black Mask Ascian. You see them mostly in ARR. They're mentioned in Shadowbringers. You see them in the Summoner quest line a lot. Ascian of the 12th Chalice and whatnot. But basically what it does is it's making a bargain with you, saying, hey, you can look at the top card of your library, and if you like it, you can put that card in your hand, but you're going to lose life equal to its mana. So it basically uses your life to give you more cards, which is actually really, really good in the beginning, especially if you have something that acts really quick, or if you have cards that return life to you. This can be a really good card. But the Ascian symbol you see over the face, that's very much the generic Ascian. This is a person who was not part of the convocation. They're not an ascended soul. This is just basically a minion of the Ascians. And they notice they don't have any of the ornamentation on the shoulders. They don't have the back pieces that go on there. So
Yeah, there were some design choices made on this.
Yeah, which
this is one of the other cards where it was like,
Yeah.
there should have been a second pass on it. but
Yeah, and
I still like it.
It-
Early
it's
scrap
interesting to me
concept.
because they use La Habrea's quote at the bottom,
Mhm.
which is Fare You Well, Bringer of Light. But this is not the
Also a
person who said
mythic
that.
card, which is
Yeah.
hilarious for like a no-name
Yeah,
peon to have.
but this is a very sought after card. It's very widely played, and again, it's known as Bob. I don't know why it's known as Bob. That's a
Maybe
Magic
that's
thing.
something Magic players can explain to us
Yeah.
eventually.
Yep.
I don't have any
Ling-
of these yet either. I'll get there.
Yeah.
This
Lingering
is just me
Souls.
making a shopping list.
Yeah, it's fine. Lingering Souls creates 2 spirit white creatures with flying, and this is the Aya that we see in Ultima Thule. I just thought it was cute.
It's fun.
This is a stretch for me. Yeah, they're dead, but they're Dynamis recreations. They're not really spirits.
So they are. They're Dynamis recreations, but they are like recreations of creatures that
Of
once
spirits.
existed.
Yeah.
Remember that like this is how Meteon recorded them
Mm-hmm.
objectively,
Right.
right? They existed like this. They may be a
True.
recreation in Ultima Thule, but that is where their society was.
True.
So there is the Dynamis recreation, of course. But the society itself was filled with creatures that had found a way to ascend beyond ether.
Mhm.
They exist as souls.
Yeah. True.
They don't use ether anymore. They use Dynamis and what I call Ultima Energy, because we haven't got a fucking name for it yet,
Mhm.
but it's the only way I have to describe it. They are nothing but souls. So I think that this is an interesting choice. I think it's
Yeah.
a good pun as far as the title that they picked for it, because they are lingering souls.
Yeah. I guess you're not
Their
wrong.
society was just souls, and now they are memories of lingering souls. It
Mhm.
works out.
Okay. I'll let it go then.
Okay, I hope I sold that to you sufficiently.
Yeah, because the ones we meet, no, but yeah, the original ones would be. So I'll
Yep.
I'll allow it.
The one thing I do without reproach is soul science. Please let me do it.
Sublime Epiphany. I love that they got an artwork
It's so
of this card.
cute. Look at the lesbians. They're sharing the cookie. It's so good.
It's a coffee biscuit.
That's a type of cookie. Let me have this.
I love this card, and I love that we have the Grapes of Wrath in the background. But this is one of the memory crystals that we see specifically in that fight.
Yes. It's one of their memories we're looking at, or rather Eden is looking at with us.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's choose one or
Yes.
more, which
Yeah.
you can do multiples
Mm-hmm.
here.
Which means you can choose them all if you want.
Great. You can, but there's not necessarily always like room for it, right?
True.
Uh,
So, like, for instance, counter target spell and target activated or triggered ability, those are kind of mutually exclusive.
and it also works out well that this is a very Eden thing. Like, hey, the whole world is yours to choose from. Some things you do will
Yep.
counteract itself.
Mm-hmm.
So choose wisely. It's creation at your fingertips, but slightly. I like it.
No, I like it too. I think it's
Good
I
choice.
love the art. I think it's cool that it's basically
The art is just so cute.
yeah, basically choose, and so like they made the choice. You know,
Hmm. They chose each other.
they did.
It's adorable.
I love that story.
Oh, you and I are just like, oh, look at our daughters.
Lethal Scheme. This is the 3.2 cutscene when Elizabeth
Boy,
is
my
addressing
boy.
the convocation. I love this art. I think it's interesting. So I mean, I'm not sure how to put this forward. Elizabeth's mask is wrong. For one. It just I don't want to say it bothers me. It's just like interesting choice.
I think it was probably an artistic choice given the
Yeah.
composition, because having the kind of like fangs, for lack of a better term, go down the face here would be very disruptive
Mm-hmm.
when the centerpiece is like the gold
Yeah.
and like the lines coming toward the ethereal white.
Right.
Having the red drip down like that would come across less as a mask and more of like a distraction to the
Yeah.
composition piece of a whole.
Right.
Because
And
I love my boy Elidibus.
I
This
I
is just,
see this though, and I'm like,
beautiful.
it's Char. Like I immediately think Char from Gundam.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just because the mask angles up the way it does instead of going straight across and having a little more of the pronounced owl shape.
Yeah. Everything else is there though.
Everything else I adore about this card. I love it.
Us two of all people appreciating Asian robes is we shouldn't be allowed to do this unsupervised.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. We should have an adult in this chat. But
we are the
we
two
don't.
people on this planet who have spent more time dissecting Asian robes than anybody else.
Yeah,
I
true.
can say that with extreme confidence. Like from a purely design perspective.
Mm-hmm. But I do like
You
that they got the robes right. Like they look
Yes.
phenomenal in
Oh,
this.
they're stunning.
So
How long
I'm
has
very
it been
happy.
since I wore my Elidibus robes? I should do that again soon. I miss him. I miss being my boy.
I do appreciate this card. Just like I said, and I keep saying this, the attention to detail is fantastic. You've got the Zodiac statue in the back. You've got the convocation standing around, and Muraloth is here alive after being killed for some reason.
It's just like 2.4 whenever that cutscene happens.
Right. And then Convoke is really interesting. This is a very convocation style thing where your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap pays for one or more mana of that creature's color, which is really cool. And then you can use
Just
it
good
to
choices all
destroy
around.
something. And then each creature that helped lets you draw a card and then discard a card. And if you discard, you put a counter on that creature. So this is an incredibly powerful card that does a lot of things really fast. So
Good
very,
shit.
very pleased. Soul Ring. Here we have the den of I don't know what to call it in Limsa. Actually, is this the aft castle? I think this is the aft castle.
It is.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because you can see a little bit further out.
yeah, New Year's celebration. But for some reason, there's an Aether right here. So but I think this is really pretty. I'm a big fan of the Aetherites. It's not exactly how it looks in game, but I'll allow it. It's nice to have an artist rendition of this.
So the artistic choice here is they merged the ring that they use for the real Soul Ring art. Have you seen that?
I have.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same perspective that they put together for it, but they were like, this artist had the brilliant idea of like, oh, it's like an Aetherite ring. I can do that. This is just really, really clever design from the artist's perspective.
No, I agree. I think it's really pretty.
Quite cool.
I love the positioning of the sun.
Yes.
I think that's
it just shines.
Awesome choice artistically. So
another thing I needed to talk to you about eventually. Do you still do those like Aetherite earrings but in purple?
I need to. I have the mold box, like the mold jacket, literally sitting right in front of me right now, staring at me, saying, "Hey, you need to make a new mold of these so that you can make more." But yes.
Hey, I want purple Aetherite earrings.
I might
immediately in your DMs again.
I might need to make a few more batches to fund this newly found magic card addiction I have.
Oh, good. I will help. I will help funnel this, I suppose.
Oh, look, the Wandering Minstrel. It's Yoshi P. Talking about all the primals that you killed and making them harder.
This is also just such good art.
It is.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see.
The cast is also incredibly fun because it's one of each color plus 3 mana of every type.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of mana. Like, you don't see a lot of that.
It really is. But the ability is also other creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of towns you control. That is a game-ending move.
Yeah.
If you're a certain amount of turns in, that's a lot.
Yeah, especially if you played things like Charlayan and other towns like that. There's a lot of towns in Final Fantasy set, so yeah, this can be a really powerful card if you play it right. It's a game ender. Propaganda. This goes together with Charlayan. And this is nice because creatures can't attack. It basically gives everybody ward. Which creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. So I don't know why they didn't just say ward.
Probably because the effect is, I believe, because this comes from the Precon Commander deck that this is a reskin.
Okay.
Yeah. But it does kind of work really well for like your first series of long cutscenes that can't be skipped, being like a 45-minute cutscene sequence at the end of ARR. You are really just kind of held at gunpoint with an enchantment. Because it is harder to work around this than it is a ward. So
I love that they put this in there though. This is such a great scene. The
this
lighting in this.
Funny note. Yeah, with Alphino with his arms up. Like, you know they never animated that, but this is great. This is an artist's, like, this is a courthouse rendition of the end of ARR.
Exsanguinate. Yeah. So, I'm not sure. I know this is from 14. We've got a Hrothgar here. I'm not sure specifically where this is, though, or what's going on. I know it's a Dark Knight.
Yeah, so it is a Dark Knight ability that involves you gaining life. The more health that you have lost, you gain more life. So there is a smart way to do it. Mostly you just use it as a damage gain and rely on your healers.
Got it.
Because that is just kind of how the meta works. But this is a Dark Knight thing, and I think it's again, this comes from the Commander deck, which means most likely a reskin.
Yeah, there is a standard version of this, but it's not part of the Final Fantasy set because I run it in my Wizard deck. So.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, very clever reskin. Good choice.
Torrential Gear Hulk. This is Alexander. When it first emerges in the Dravanian hinterlands.
I love it. I also love that it has the flash ability, which means it goes first, basically.
Well, you can play it as an instant, basically. You can play it whenever you want. Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah,
which is also very Alexander.
Yep. And here is nice. When this creature enters, you may cast target instant card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. So it's basically functions, like time travel, like bringing this spell back, which is pretty cool. I like it. Dancer's Chakrams.
Again, job select works out super well. I love that it's not the typical dancer that we see.
Me too.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a change up every once in a while, and this works out well for it.
You've got the not only that it's not the typical dancer, but it's a male and a Miko.
Yes.
And this is a dangerous.
And in some of the less controversial dancer gear as well. Yeah. So it's a nice change up.
Yeah, this is a very powerful card. It gives lifelink to your commander, and whatever has this gets lifelink, which basically gives you health for every point of attack it does. So this is not a standard card. This is very much a commander card.
You functionally dance partner your commander, which is great.
I love it. A Hypnotic Sprite. This is this Celine or Eos?
I don't play enough Scholar to tell you.
Yeah. I don't know. The blue butterfly is triggering something in me, but it's not coming to me. But it's fine. Moving on. Someone will explain it to us in comments. Cleansing Nova.
We are also approaching time.
Yeah, we are.
We're slightly past it, but
that's fine.
Cleansing Nova. Hey, we were talking about the Flood of Light earlier.
Yep. We don't
right
have that
there.
many more cards, so we're almost through.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this is Minfilia here at oh god, what's it called? In Amarang.
It's in it's in southern Amarang.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what Ardbird is looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate saying it that way, but like the light enclosing around the dark the same way that we typically see like the dark being kind of finally shed from the light.
Right.
Such good choices, except it's encroaching here. I love the idea that these two may be like opposite sides of the same perspective. I think that's brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love
it. Crux of Fate. This is the end of Heaven's Word. When Racefogger and Nidhogg fight, Racefogger gets beat.
This is so depressing.
I know.
Destroy like, this is a very visceral depiction.
Yeah. It's a very interesting card, though, because it basically lets you choose who wins. Because if Racefogger wins, you destroy all dragon creatures. If Nidhogg wins, destroy all non-dragon creatures. So
it's very Dragon Song's Reprise. I love it.
Yeah.
I gotta stop saying that. That's becoming a verbal tick.
This is a promo card from attending more than one pre-release. At least it was at my game store. I
only went to one. I was only invited to the one.
I got a couple of these. I don't know if it's a good card.
I feel like I should get one and then give it to Frosty. That'd be funny. I'm sure someone has given him one already.
Oh, I'm sure. But no, it's a cute card. It's just, Mugles love their horns.
He sings a little song.
Mm-hmm. Talisman of Dominance. Gaius' mask on his belt.
Oh, that's so funny. Like, right next to the Asian masks that are like, are they dead? Probably not.
We'll see. It depends if the writers want to do anything with them at this point.
This is also so funny because you can tap to add any color mana, which is like basic, or you can tap to add blue or black.
Right.
So functionally you don't need the first one, but it's there anyway, and it is kind of fun that it has both options. It is very Gaius to have like a redundancy in his back pocket just in case.
I also like to see it as his development. So you've got blue-black, which is kind of him in ARR, and then colorless, which is him when he comes back later, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, he's ready to like just do whatever instead of, being a conquering dictator.
Right. So you've got Whirlit Gaius at the top and ARR Gaius at the bottom.
There you go.
Arcane Signet. This is Azim's Crystal, and I love how this is rendered. And this is Seed of Sacrifice. It's the first time we really
Yeah. The detail of the leather gloves, like the way it's stitching and crinkling, is so good. This is another reskin. They could not have picked anything better to reskin it with.
Yeah,
it's just so pretty.
This is beautiful.
I love the coloration and like the characterization given to the crystals. We talked a little bit about this in D-Spark at the start of this episode as well, but it's just there's so much character to it.
Yeah. I love it. It's just, again, stunned by the art in this set. Dig Through Time. Again, we've got the Ocular in the Crystarium. Every card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1 mana. Which, yeah, if you have a ton of stuff that you've played already, you can just remove it from game and it'll pay for mana. And putting the looking at the top 7 cards and putting 2 in your hand is immensely powerful. Especially because you don't have to discard them, they just go back into your library.
It's also such a fitting thing that they chose for this, because Graha's literally digging through time looking for you, and you could like vaguely see a transparent outline of a person here. It's a very literal explanation of what's happening, but like dumbing it down so much. Very funny. Good choices.
I see it as like they're looking for you by looking for your soul.
Yes.
And then you have the bright soul in the middle, but the actual person is very, very hard to see. So I think that's an awesome interpretation of this.
It's so great. And it's also the literal explanation for why he kept accidentally grabbing Scions before getting a hold of you.
Yeah, exactly. Into the story. This is just the start of ARR. Like literally one of the first cutscenes when you see other characters flying around the crystal.
It's literally the opening of the game that you get now.
Yep. And then
so that's there's not really much else to say other than that's literally how you get into the story.
Yep. And Heidelin's quote at the bottom here: "Hear, feel, think." See, we got Charlene again. Final Judgment. This again, the other side of the scene with Ardbert, when the Crystarium forces are fighting against the Sin Eaters.
This is so visceral.
Yeah, it is. That was such a great part of the game.
A sense of horror that, like, you almost get desensitized to however many times you run Shadowbringers dungeons and stuff, but, like, seeing new perspectives of it, it brings the horror fresh anew.
Yeah. I'm kind of amused by this card, though, because the quote at the bottom is from Vothri, saying, "Let this be a lesson to all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world." Anyone who doesn't know 14 would think Vothri's a hero.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point, isn't it? Because it is the hero archetype of siding with the light and all of this, and he's just the victim of Sin Eaters as much as everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Hildebrand from ARR. I love that he creates zombie tokens. And then when he dies, you can cast them again from your graveyard as an adventure. That's hilarious.
He sure is like this. I love the like out of focus ball that's clearly about to hit his head. That's a bomb.
It's a bomb.
Yeah,
it's
out
a
of
bomb.
focus bomb. Impending explosion.
Yep. I'm glad Nashu got a frame in here, but this is just such an iconic scene just from the first time you meet him.
Totally instantly recognizable.
Yeah. We've got Sid, our one of 16.
Yep. Legendary creature, human artificer. Have you... this is a stupid question with how many cards you have. I don't have any Sids.
Really?
I don't have a single Sid.
I recently filled in all the gaps that I had. I have them all.
You have a full Sid collection?
I do.
I'm so proud of you.
And I have an extra of this one, if you'd like it.
We just need to connect. I can't just keep taking cards from you. I will, but I can't
No,
keep
you will
doing
not
it.
take anything from me. We will trade.
Okay, good.
All right.
Good. That's the plan.
Yep. Talisman of Hierarchy is the red mage. I forget what it's called. But it's so detailed in this. I love it. It's
The
so
focus.
pretty. The focus,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yes, it's beautiful. I
Mhm.
like the symbolism of the different types of arcana filtering through it.
Yeah. And you have
It paints
both
Red
white
Mage
and
in the
black magic.
slightly fucked up light that it should be.
Yeah. And I love that it's both white and black, which is the same as how it kind of functions in game.
Hmm. And it's an unaspected artifact to
Yeah.
start with. So, again, very in character.
Yep. Ishtola blasting an Ahriman. I don't know what else to say about this. This isn't a particular scene that I recall.
No, it's just combat that fits into the commander deck for
Yeah.
Y'shtola. You can also see that in the cast cost.
Yeah. So. Tome of Legends. I love that they included this. The little sticker book
The Wondrous Tale. Yeah.
from Chloe. Yeah, Wondrous Tale,
This
thank you.
is such a
With all the
clever
tomes in.
reskin, surrounded by poetics,
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by vouchers and the little turn-ins. This is just so
perfect.
cute.
Yeah.
I physically feel like I'm standing across from her at the desk.
And I
Yes.
love the even the little Spriggan charm in the bottom right. That's so cute.
Yeah,
So,
perfect.
no, good stuff. Good stuff.
Perfect.
Tube Samadhi, Talisman of Progress, another 2 mana for spellcasting and light. And yep. And a quote by Moon
We
Breeder.
talked a little bit about this earlier.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. Harsh Font, we talked about this as well. This is the one we started on last time. Thought Vessel, an Allegan node. And this is nice because you have no maximum hand size. So if you want to have 30 cards in your hand, you can.
That's incredibly elegant.
Yep, they cheat.
It wouldn't be Alec if it didn't fuck everything up for everybody else almost immediately.
Yep. Vindicate.
Yeah.
This card. Yeah.
Just, I haven't ever read what it does because I keep getting distracted by the art and I'm reading it for the first time. Destroys target permanent.
Yeah.
Just throwing my hands up in the air, sighing deeply. We all know how much I love Emmett Selk here.
Yeah. This is a beautiful card. I adore the art on this. It's just so nice.
This feels like a personal attack on me. I mean, it usually does when Emmett Selk is involved. We've talked about this a lot, how Apollo seems to have chosen me as his favorite target when it comes to, like, anything lore related, right?
Yeah.
I named my Warrior of Light Aeneas before I knew anything about Final Fantasy XIV, because I was referencing my favorite opera, which is the same goddamn opera that Emmett Selk references with his final words to us. So I was
amazing.
ruined. I was immediately ruined. I was like, oh, this is great. This is completely fine. That sealed my fate. So the fact that this moment is now called Vindicate on the card, again, that's just a knife into this old wound for 4.5 years that has not healed. Because it is just vindication on so many levels. That shit hurts, bro.
we have 9 cards left. We can get through this really quick.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
We gotta go fast.
Yes, cut a deal. We have the leaders from the 3 city-states of the Eorzean Alliance, minus Améric. Sorry, I always read this as a strong Eorzea will never have need of a strong Ulda. No, ever.
We'll ever. We'll always.
Yes. Here we have a Dualahan. And I want to say this is Northern Thanalan. No, this is Dravani and Hinterlands. I'm not sure why this is
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
I think it gets summoned in a Fate.
Yeah. So. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Baleful Strix. This is. I love the Cactar. This is your owl book, your book owl boss from. God, what is it? Oh my God. The library.
It's one of the staircase ones. Yeah, Gooball Library.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. And...
Flying Death Touch, very dangerous.
Yep, extremely. Laveva, the astrologian trainer. Looking absolute fire here. She is great. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything particularly noteworthy. She's just in the Astrologians Observatory in Ishgard.
Yeah, this is again another reskin, so I think they chose a very clever, underutilized NPC for it.
I agree.
She's wearing a Crypt Lurker's gear.
Yeah, and this is her earlier on before she cuts her hair short. So, Edda, snuff out. I love that Edda got her own card. This makes me so happy.
She deserved it with how iconic Palace of the Dead was for multiple expansions.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they depicted the boots as platform boots.
Yes. And we've got Aver, her little husband/pet. But no, this is
just
great.
hanging out.
Yeah. Here we have Gaius in his weapons trial.
Rite of Replication, which is an ability he has always had, but most people didn't realize until the weapons trial because you used to just kind of skip it, and now you're forced to deal with it in the new Praetorium.
Yeah. Which is kind of nice. But no, it's good to see him get a play card here. Here we have Siphon Mind. This is Fandaniel's little tower where he put the Amalja into his little House of Horrors to power it.
Absolutely terrifying towers of 5G radiation.
Yeah. Yeah, the 5G towers.
That is what we called them once upon a time.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we have Estinian. I mean, he's a main scion. Like,
our boy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what else to say about him. He's awesome. Started off as a bad guy, then was a frenemy. Then he went away for a while, and then he came back, and then he's just a friend. He's really bad with money.
It's fun that we have like cards depicting him during Heavensward era, and then we have him as Estinian Varlano, where he isn't using the Azure Dragoon title; he's just himself, and the art depicts him like finally having joined the Scions and being free that way as well. It shows his growth.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice touch.
I
and this is him mid Stardiver, which you can see from like the rings. Yeah, Dragonfire. Yeah, it'd be Stardive.
Okay.
Because of the rings. That's a Stardiver thing. Okay. So that's his super iconic ability that we as Dragoons in game still only have half of.
Yeah.
No, we have Stardiver. It's pretty iconic, but the second part of Stardiver is that multiple copies of him drop. So we need like a finisher of Stardiver for it, or the ability to actually hover midair for a bit and not take damage. I want that as a Dragoon so badly during raid. They'll never give it to us, but I want it. Right. Estinian can do it. Why can't I?
The last card. Swamp. Just a basic little swamp. This is just Silvertear Lake. I thought it was really cool that they included this. Around Midgardsormr wrapped around the wreckage of the Agrius.
Yeah.
The eclipse.
It's
moon.
A nice touch.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's it. We've
it's
gotten through all of the cards. So, oops, I think we went to outro. All right, that's fine. So, anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and we will be back again next week. So we are way over time, so we're gonna wrap it up here. So thank you all for watching.